If you could say anything to President Trump now, what would you say?
I expected better from you. I really did. I expected that you would do what was right and cut waste and fraud and all of those things that you promised us before we elected you in office, but you're not doing that. You're creating a disaster, and I don't know what America's going to look like if this continues.
Did you ever think that your job would be impacted in a Trump administration?
No, absolutely not.
Jennifer Piggo was abruptly fired from her job at the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service here in Parkersburg, West Virginia, along with 124 other probationary employees. She'd voted for Donald Trump and thought her government job would be safe.
But to cut the knees out of the working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's what's the checking account look like, babe? We went through our list of items on our budget and said, what can we get rid of? And we've gotten rid of all of those things, including cable. I had my last review on the 31st of January, and I had the highest rating that you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
On top of losing her job, Jennifer is facing backlash from both Democrats and Republicans for speaking out. She's received death threats and more.
Our home's been egged. You know, they've hacked my Instagram and posted horrible things about my deceased mother.
So this lady, for some reason, didn't think that what this administration had in store meant her. As we have heard by time and time again, white person after white person after white person thinking, yeah, but it wasn't supposed to happen to me. What do you think about that?
I don't really have a whole lot of thoughts on it. I'm glad that whatever's happening is happening. If it was someone else, they wouldn't really care. They wouldn't have empathy for whatever was happening to everyone else because they feel like, yeah, well, it makes sense why we would cut you from your job. It would make sense why you don't need to work here, whatever the case may be. I think it's beautiful. It's poetic justice, and I love to see it. Most people who voted for Trump voted to hurt other people, or that was their hope. And so, you know what they say, you dig a grave for someone else, you might fall in it. So you should be more careful and maybe think about how you can consider the whole more and be more of a humanitarian than an individualist.
Completely agree. It's about the collective at the end of the day. And a lot of MAGA supporters did not vote with that in mind. They voted collectively as long as it's the white side of things. And also, you know what's interesting is that she goes, I thought he said he was going to get rid of fraud, waste, and abuse. Well, what did you think those things were exactly? Mm-hmm. And how did you know that that didn't include you? He made it very clear that he was going to cut government agencies. He made that very clear in his campaigning. So there was something inside of her mind that said, oh, but that's probably the DEI hires. That's probably not me. But I'm an asset. I'm an asset.
But what she didn't understand was the men who are in this administration think she needs to be at home.
That's right.
And cleaning up and taking care of the kids, not working your government job. So while all of these conservative women are so gun-ho about Trump this, Trump that, but you're also a businesswoman, you're basically saying, kiss that goodbye.
I completely agree. Because at the end of the day, that's why they rolled back Roe v. Wade.
Right.
Everything, all the strides that women have made over the last 50, 60 years is all being rolled back. So what makes any woman in this nation think that they don't want you at home barefoot and pregnant and serving your husband or getting beat down every day because you didn't do something properly? That's exactly where they're trying to pull us back to.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm happy to see it. I really am, because, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're truly ignorant. But with the information that we're all aware of, such as rolling back Roe v. Wade and the alleged crimes that he's committed against women, how we know he views women.
They're not alleged. He's actually been convicted.
Well, I wasn't there. So I'm going to say allegedly. But
You sound like MAGA supporters. How did you know we weren't there?
It's not that. It's just I don't, okay, the thing is I don't have the actual
Details,
okay. Right? So I don't want to I'm gonna just say rock with allegedly, but yeah, I don't understand how you have this information minus those details and think, yeah, this guy is definitely for me. When he's outright said, yeah, just grab women by the genitals. And, unless you're into that kind of thing, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, this was who you voted for. So any woman, especially any white woman, any Latino woman who voted for Trump and they get on social media crying and bitching about how, my life's been turned upside down. Either I don't care and I am enjoying everything that's happening to you, or I feel really bad that you were that unaware and that caught up in the clouds that you thought that this person was for you in any way, shape, or form when he's not. Your husband maybe, but not you. So that's a you problem. That's your fault. And I guarantee that if it was happening to someone else, that she wouldn't care one bit. Or they love to reason everything when it comes to other people. Well,
right.
it's
Well, in a
because
way,
of this.
right.
Well, I think this was the best route because
it's best for the economy.
Right. It'd be an excuse as to why them being caught in a situation such as she's found herself in, it would be okay. So, I don't really have any kind of anything really. Unless you're at this high position in the government, right? Or let's just say a high position in general, right? That's a decent job she had going on for herself. It's hard for me to say that you got this job and you're that ignorant unless you got it by way of nepotism of some sort. I don't know, but it's it's hard for me to feel bad for you.
Well, I have no sympathy or empathy for anybody, bless you,
Thank you,
for anybody who voted for Trump, because it's not like we didn't know.
Right.
He was very clear. He's not one of those politicians that say all the great things and sunshine and roses, and then when he gets in office, everything's different. He was very clear. Now, whether you believed him or not, that's your problem. So, no sympathy, no empathy, and I hope you are of childbearing years so you can do what they want you to do.
Right, because then you're gonna be single.
Right, because according to JD Vance and those guys, you have no value.
Right.
If you are not in the childbearing years. So I don't know what you're gonna do, lady. You better get it together. Figure it out.
Yeah.
You better get a cookbook.
And I'm not one to usually take enjoyment out of someone else's suffering. But you did it to yourself.
You did.
No one's doing anything to you. You this is what you did to yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, I hope you learn a lesson when people show you who they are, believe them the first time.
The only unfortunate part about that lesson is that it affects us all. That's the thing, right?
And that's something that I've said many times. This is going to hit everybody, myself included. Mm-hmm. But if it means that people learn a lesson, whether consciously or subconsciously, I feel like it's well worth it. I'm willing to sacrifice that. So
Sometimes
it's
it
worth
does have to go there.
Yeah.
Sometimes
absolutely.
it does have to go there. You know how they say it has to burn in order to regrow?
Uh-huh.
So, unfortunately, let's just, go for cover. Go for cover, you guys.
So that's all I have. You have anything else?
That's it.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.